May 6th, it's the ARCA Menard Series, followed by the Craftsman Truck Series under the lights of Kansas Speedway. Then Sunday, May 7th, it's the NASCAR Cup Series Advent Health 400. Live music, free parking, a fan walk, and all the race action you can handle. NASCAR Race Weekend, May 6th and 7th at Kansas Speedway. And you can be there if you just call now.
You want to go? Kansas Speedway, May 6th, May 7th. The first one, the ARCA Menard Series, the Craftsman NASCAR Truck Series doubleheader Saturday, May 6th. Leading straight into the Advent Health 400 Sunday, May 7th. You have never seen anything like this. If you've never gone, I will tell you. The most fan-friendly experience you'll ever have. You're not going to pay to park. That $80 parking nightmare, gone. How about being able to bring in your own beer in a soft-side cooler and your own food? So if you don't want to buy their food, which, by the way, is plenty of good food, you can bring your own. It's a long, super kick-ass weekend. If you like speed, you like cars, you like noise, it's all yours. You want to go?
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, Johnny Dare.
Let's
Tell
go.
me I got tickets.
Brother, I got a pair of tickets for you for both days.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Did you go to last year's series?
I did not. I haven't been since the pandemic, to be honest with you, but I can't wait to go back.
Dude, the weather's shaping up. It's going to be fantastic out there, man. And we're getting deeper in the race, man. So hold on a second. May 6th, May 7th. Tickets are available. Weather's beautiful outside. What a great day, man. Again, Talladega got weird at the end. Oh, by the way, Jake, come in here for a second. Wait, no, Jake. Somebody was all buttered and texted in, God damn it, Johnny, let Jake finish his story. I thought you were just talking about the people bumping and banging in caution.
Oh, about that. No, I was just going to say my wife, like any guy who watches sports who thinks they know something about it, and I know even...
Yeah, you said that.
I know even less about NASCAR, but I was talking about them on the restarts being too anxious and whatever, and I'm like, you're too anxious on that. What you got to do is whatever. And my wife turns to me and goes, oh, is that what they got to do?
Yeah.
She's like, Mister,
say that.
Mister, you've never driven a race car?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, listen. And I just text back, I go, listen, someone took the Lord's name in vain, and that's why he doesn't get to.
That's it.
That's him. You got to goddamn it me, Johnny. I'm saying. Why is everybody a goddamn critic these days, Nick?
Everybody has to share their opinion, like someone's listening.
I love it. But I'm on the radio. So I have a microphone. Mm-hmm. So clearly, sir, my opinion's more valuable than yours.
Prepare for wisdom.
Hey, man, listen, don't complain to me. Complain to the people that hired me. Jesus Christ, I'm just as God made me. Why are you mad at me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, you get the people that put me in this position. I was just chugging along through life, you stupid dicks. Like, they're the ones who said, get in there and do it.
Just doing what he's told.
That's what I mean. Well, I'm not even doing what I'm just, this is who I am.
Showing up when you can get here on time.
Be mad at the company. Boycott the company. Cancel this bitch. For God's sake. You think I want to get
a couple more things to pay off?
You think anybody in here wants to get up out of here?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I will speak for everyone. No.
If you cared about this company or this show, you'd cancel us. You stupid bastards. I tried so hard. I tried so hard to get. What's it going to take? What's it going to take? For God's sake. You know what I found the other day? It made me smile. I found, I told you I collect the nameplates of people in positions of authority past, or just anybody I got sideways with. I always wait for them to get fired, and I go out and take their plate.
Yeah.
I forgot that the engineers gave me the lanyard with the worm's picture on it.
That's a bonus.
Oh, I found it's fantastic when they started making everybody wear their little necklace things with their picture on it.
Yeah.
I found it in the drawer the other day. Yes. It was pretty great.
I think he'd appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
Who wants to see a midget bleed?
You remember this old ditty? Oh, he wears a little bitty suit and has tiny hands. Has a couple of phone books on which he stands. Gets up on his desk when he reprimands. He's a wee little angry man. Yeah, he's really kind of tiny. He's a little man. He's got a little apple behind a little bitty hand. And he's got sand in his giant. People he can't stand. Yeah, he's a wee little angry man. Yeah, he's really kind of greedy.
I have a tiny little expensive car.
His eyes are kind of beady.
I don't care who your listeners are.
Gets mad and stomps his
little feet. Johnny Dare make me mad. A big mouth and tiny hands. He's a little bitty angry man. Ooh, is that Johnny Dare?
Is it sad that I kind of miss him?
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I do now.
Well, I know, right? Oh, he was fun anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I loved walking down the hallway with you when I get along with them okay enough.
Sure.
Like,
You get along with everybody. You're a good human.
Right.
You're a nice person.
and then you two have to walk past each other, and I'm just there in the middle of that awkward ass sandwich.
There was like a 2 or 3 year period where our truce was to simply never acknowledge each other were there.
Yeah, it was just the easiest.
It went well.
You found harmony in a world of difference.
That's right. You know what? Honestly, I do kind of miss him.
I know. Don't know what you got till it's gone, John.
I'm telling you, man. He was so fun. He was fun.
He has a booster seat hid behind his desk. He gets mad and puffs out his widow chest. His morning show he cannot stand. He has little toddler hands. He's a wee man after all. Every time he listens to us, he's appalled. You can't ride this ride unless you are this tall. Eventually, he's gonna snap, buys his clothes at Kids because he's a small man after all. Have I made the point that he's not tall? He's an angry man who is quite small. Small, 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 small. He's a wee man, and that's all.
And he listened every day. Every day.
And poor Bob had to deal with your aftermath every day.
Those are some of my favorite days, Greg. Like, by the way, I'd like to point out that, Greg had a large part in the creation.
He said
right?
one of the worst things I've ever heard said about another
But yeah,
human.
I was always the bad one. You know that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Dude,
I was just lighting the fire.
Oh, so much great material you produced.
Small.
One day we were talking about the chick he married. He used to be a salesperson here. And I believe the quote, Greg said, she looks as though her vagina smells of a baby's coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, Greg.
I said that.
The first time.
Smell my veal, Scallopini.
And that started a lot of comparisons. I think somebody threw out a ashtray and mud bugs.
The worst things ever possible to throw out. You two did. Yes. Once again, Greg
Malt,
gets
vinegar
overlooked.
and bleach. There was so much that got said that day.
So wrong. My husband's favorite was always him writing off.
Oh,
That sound alone makes Mike laugh.
It would make him so mad, dude. He would be like, oh God! Or when he'd show up. Uh-oh. Here he comes. He's on the way out. Or going into Bob's office.
And poor Bob, because he'd sit with his back to you, and you'd look at Bob through the window passing his office.
As I'd leave, I would walk by because the door would be shut, and the dude would be in there yelling, standing up. Which, by the way, he's as tall as Bob was sitting down. And so I'd make sure I got Bob. And then Bob got to the point where he wouldn't give me the gift of looking at me. He wouldn't. He would not. He could. He just wasn't going to let me have it. Like, because I'd be like,
You
I'd be
hijacked his
making the
day.
faces. Oh yeah, because it was an hour and 15, hour and 20, sometimes 2 hours. One time, my agent called me, and you understand, Norm has been around for a long time, and he was not a sensitive man, and neither was this other guy. And he goes, I have to tell you, he said you've hurt his feelings. Which you can imagine my response with that. Hey, what would you say? Average 45 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? How much was it?
Probably started off in that 45-minute range, then got shorter and shorter. So I finally figured out how to deal with it. So
yeah, what would you do? What was your way to deal with it?
I would tell him, you know what, we need to let him go. Let's fire him.
Yeah.
And which he wasn't. So that way you can call up the corporate office and say, hey, someone made fun of me. They need to be fired. Which I know he couldn't make that phone call. So rather than argue it, rather than justify it, I would say, you know what, we should let him go today. Let's let him go today. And then that would just make the meeting shorter and shorter. So
that's brilliant. And that really is. I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't tell you. Not the first
I really think that's brilliant. That's why that.
Not the
That's
first
why
time
that
I've
dude.
advocated your dismissal.
Yes,
It's so real. That's what makes it funny.
that's real. But that's brilliant because it does shorten the conversation.
Yeah, because what can you
Because
do?
you have to
I mean, you
understand-
can't call corporate and say, "Hey, we're getting rid of our top-rated morning show because they hurt my feelings." You can't make that phone call
Because they
And
were.
So I'm just like,
They also
yeah, so
knew
I'm just-
he was the guy in charge who literally would call from vacation and say, "Let 10 people go." These people had wives and children and Christmases and bath.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I'm not mad at this guy. Just for the record, I don't have any animosity to him anymore. Now our worlds aren't intersecting, and he's fine. But the point being is, he was a guy who had to make very hard decisions that made really terrible worlds fall apart. Like people lost their careers.
Yeah.
But I hurt your little feewies. Did I hurt your little feewies? Yeah, so I couldn't take it. I couldn't.
Yep.
When you said you hurt his feeling, I was like, yeah, did I? Yeah. Why don't you call my buddy's kids who now don't have a summer vacation and they live in an apartment because they used to live in a house and all that went along with getting fired with no heads up. Yeah.
I hear you, but I'll go ahead and tell you, and you'll have to live with this burden. You hurt his feelings. So.
This guy just because I honestly because I feel like I'm going to get pinned as the bad guy on this one. He had a button on his desk that when you walked in his door, he could hit it and it would shut the door behind you for intimidation. Am I making that up?
You are not making that up, and for the record, I thought that was cool, but that is true. That did exist, you know.
He had them
I thought
install
that was cool.
Yeah, literally, he'd be like, sit down and then touch the button, and the door would go shakunk.
I think he was actually disappointed because the first time I went and sat in his office, and then then the door just slams behind me. I look back and I would just go, "Oh, that's cool," and he's just like, "Oh, that was not the effect I wanted," So.
Yeah. Somebody texting, "Good to see Bob as your back, Johnny." I think you're missing the point. The point is he knew that it was a short conversation because the guy wasn't going to go to corporate and do that.
Exactly. I took 45-minute meetings and reduced them to 5-minute meetings. Yeah. That was awesome.
And for the record, just so you know, it's not because anybody at corporate loves anyone on the show. They don't care about anything at all. The point is money comes in the door, and that's their godless, money-seeking whores. And so as long as you're bringing in money, listen, you can literally pee in the baptism water. Like it doesn't matter. They're godless, money-grubbing whores. And as long as you know that,
you know what? No. We make economic-based decisions is the correct way to phrase that. We make economically based decisions.
Yes,
and you know what? And that's called America, my friend.
That's right.
That is the beauty of our country. Yes.
And as soon as it goes inverse, you cause the trouble. That I was a little worried during the FCC $250,000 time. That was a little. Then you're starting to cause some financial trouble. I was like, that could get you done. But
yes, because you're beginning to don't screw with the money. That's the deal.
Don't F with the money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, if he walked up to corporate and goes, he's effing with the money. Bing bong. Trust me, you'd never hear my name again. Like it would just be you'd be evaporated. But
hey, at the end of the day, it's a ratings-driven business, and if we had the worst person ever employed by us with a 10 share, we're giving them a raise. If the Pope works for us and has a 2 share, Pope, you got to go.
But for the record, I would also like to point out that I never screwed anybody that's a good human. Everything I ever did was completely justified.
You basically just said I didn't ever screw with anyone who I didn't think had it coming to them.
That's right.
Is that what you basically?
That's right. That's right. You pick. All right.
That's
all right.
the problem. Your judgment may be clouded at points.
Really. Which one of them did you love that I had an issue with?
See, once again, that's the core of the issue. We're not here for love. We're here for business. Yes.
I'm just
how you
asking
feel about
which
them shouldn't matter.
Which one do you wish you had back?
Not the point.
Trust me, I never got side with someone who didn't goddamn deserve it. You know that.
See, once again, you got to get out of this deserve, not deserve thing. This is an economic engine, and we are here to keep the oil flowing through the cash motor. That's the mindset I need to get you in, and that's where I failed you over 20 years.
Yeah, you'll probably get me soon. Don't you worry.
No, you're very difficult. Very difficult.
I feel like I've made you the manager you are today.
Yes, broken and hopeless. Yes, you have. So.
I have helped you grow as a manager.
That is true. I have restrained myself from killing you, literally, in the past, and I think that's made me a better person.
One time he screamed, "What did you scream, you goddamn mother effer?"
I don't recall. It was during a blackout period.
One time he hung up on me, and then he called back because he'd never hung up on an employee before. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. You have pulled out the worst in me. You have broken me as a manager.
Dude, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Like, we got into the phone. We were going at it for a good clip. And he got so mad, he screamed at me, called me a terrible name, and then hung up the phone. And then, like, about a minute later, my phone rings. I can see it's him. I pick him, like, oh, I'm not offended. Jesus Christ. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be in that kind of trouble and then be the guy who gets like, oh, my God, I can't believe he said that. But he is super apologetic, which only makes me laugh harder. I've never lost my composure like that with an employee. I apologize. I mean, I'm crying at this. Now I can't stop laughing. My stomach hurts. I'm laughing hard. What?
Small person.
Then you thought you'd lose. I thought you'd maybe had learned your lesson. What did you? Then you screamed it down the hallway in front of God and everyone.
You know what? That was a weak point. That was a weak point on my part that you
Another
pushed
blackout
me to.
moment.
Not
blackout
something
moment.
I'm proud of. You're right, Nycki. Somewhat of a blackout period as well. So.
Oh, I think it was effing mother effer is what you called me.
Possibly. Could be in that neighborhood.
I didn't disagree.
Once again,
did I?
No, you just kept walking down the hall. So.
Oh, come on. This has been more fun than you ever had in your whole career.
I think the best story is when poor Tony Larino down the hallway heard us like just hammer and tong, just like, really having a very animated argument with each other. The next day he told me, he goes, I heard you and Johnny just going at it. He goes, and he comes to my office and says, I just wondered if you were okay today. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He goes, I heard you guys going at it. He goes, I threw up in my trash can and had to go home. I'm like, oh my God, you should be more stressed out than me. But yeah, I threw up in my trash can and I had to go home.
He was a sensitive fella.
He was
very sensitive.
kind.
Yes, yeah.
Nice
I
man.
kind of felt bad for what he was exposed to on this floor. So
Listen, and for the record, Bob and I have never had a fight that wasn't about. And Bob, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Unless it was about we just didn't agree the best thing we could do for radio, like the best way to present or do something or how we should, whatever it is. But it was always, it was the same mountain. We were just going up different sides of it.
that is true. It's always about, the business and trying to do well and how we do well. And there are points in time where, you haven't seen the logic, and there are points in times where you have. So, yeah.
But the point is, we never fought about other stuff. Like if we fight, it was because we both want to do great stuff and have fun and do incredibly like the better stuff than we're currently doing. And so, but we've never, other than that, have we ever been sideways about anything else?
No. In fact, my ex-wife used to ask me, like, how can you guys, fight during the week and then, go on motorcycle rides together? I said, at work, we're fighting about at-work stuff. And then when we're out on weekends going riding or something like that, we don't talk about work stuff. We're just, out on our own time. And then on our own time, we don't have an issue. So, yeah.
Trust me, man. I've worked with.
You're the sheepdog in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. Clocking in, you idiots.
I've had people use that comparison before. Well, we'll fight like hell right up until 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. Then, like, okay, come over at 7. We'll go out. We'll go party. We'll have a good weekend together. Then come back in Monday and then pick up the fight right where it was before. But that really is the perfect analogy.
Because listen, I've worked with program directors who they didn't care enough to stand up and fight with you about what they thought was a better idea. And that sucks. Like, that's a terrible ride. Like, that's not, you think it sounds fun? It's not fun at all. There's nothing. Then you're going to die.
Right. No, that is. One thing for better or worse, I got a lot to say. So,
listen, Bob, I think it's time you can admit that you love me more than anyone you've ever met, and I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to you.
You, Johnny Dare, have helped me grow as a manager, and I thank you for that. You've stretched my managerial skills and abilities. So.
Listen, I'm still friends with him when he has cost me a heap of money over the years.
That was an accident. And I gave you a lawnmower, and I later took it back.
And you took it back.
But that was much later, like months later. So.
You have no idea how much it tickles. Most guys, I mean, we're talking money, real money. Some stuff that went down, and I was the one that ended up having to pay. And never has an apology, and I'm sorry, or I feel a little bad, like it'll literally make him laugh out loud.
I should feel bad about it. I really should. So, I mean, I understand that. So.
Don't.
And I'm trying to get to that place. When I get to that place, I know I'll be a better person, and I'll call you and apologize, and once again, help you for, thank you for helping me grow. So,
dude, I wish some of those fights could have been taped because they're just good.
Yeah, no, some of them got a little epic here and there.
They were good. They were good. All right, listen. Also, speaking of all that stuff, we got to nail down the Arkansas run for spring.
I'm in. I think our problem is Mr. Jeremy Dixon.
Yes.
So we've got to work that dude.
Yeah. All right. Stay there. Hold on.
The two constant in each other's lives.
Listen. It was the same. It wasn't the same with Mike. You couldn't go as far with Mike. But Mike and I had some pretty. Mike was the one who kind of taught me the arguing thing. I'll be honest with you. Like, nobody. Listen, you know as well as I, nobody argues like Mike.
Oh, I live in a house there. I'm never right.
Yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, that's.
I gave up long ago.
That was out
because
of
I love him.
Imagine being younger than when I started here, and that was my. Yeah. You learned to take a punch fast.
Well, I don't take a punch, Johnny.
Yeah, of course not.
I know that rumor came out years ago.
Emotionally. Emotionally.
You know what? That makes me mad.
Celebrating birthdays, Cedric the Entertainer is 59. Baseball great Chipper Jones is 51. And tomorrow, Hollywood legend Al Pacino turns 83.
Reports started coming out last month that Al Pacino's girlfriend is tired of his quirkiness, I say with my quote finger. But there's one thing that's easy to see, and that's the fact that said quirkiness is probably due to the fact that she's 29 and he is 83. Happy birthday to Al Pacino. I mean, my girlfriend's only 12 years younger than me, and she doesn't get half my stupid references. Try a 54-year age difference. Of course, then again, she dated Mick Jagger and Clint Eastwood before she dated Pacino. Hell, she makes Nycki's love of silver foxes look absolutely normal.
In news this morning, more than 40,000 pickup trucks are included in the latest recall from GM. General Motors announced that they're recalling certain medium-duty Chevrolet Silverado trucks model year 2019 or later for risk of fire. U.S. safety regulators said that the 4500 HD, 5500 HD, and 6500 HD have the potential to leak brake fluid that could result in a fire. They discovered the brake pressure sensor assembly can allow for the leak, causing a short circuit. GM says if you own one of these affected trucks, you may want to park outdoors and away from buildings until the repair can be made.
Hey, I just took a quick look at this. Total side note. We have, the races coming up.
Yep.
Do you know that Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle is currently the ARCA points leader?
I did know that he made a switch over.
Dude,
like a little while back, like within the last year, right?
Yeah. No, as of April 23rd, the current points leader in the ARCA race. This is his debut season.
Is Malcolm in the Middle.
The Malcolm in the Middle kid, yes. Son of a bitch, how'd that happen? That's kind of great.
Music news, the iconic Frankenstrat guitar that Eddie Van Halen played both on stage and in the video for Van Halen's Hot for Teacher sold at auction this week. Sotheby's auction also included other items from the famed 1984 video, including the straight jacket and white gloves worn by Eddie, but the main draw was the custom-made Strat. Guitar blew past the pre-auction estimate of between $2 and $3 million, pulling in $3.9 million at auction.
No, there's certain iconic, ones. Jimi Hendrix Strat, they're just certain things, a Les Paul. It depends on which /Les Paul you would talk about, but they're just ones that, a Randy Rhoads Flying V would, if there were any available anywhere ever. Like there's one in a museum.
And finally, the Disney Magic was cut short over the weekend after a fire at the theme park. Images show here that I'm flipping around to you.
Oh, I saw it. I didn't realize that was at Disney. The big dragon that shot fire, caught fire, and then the resin and the fiberglass that was making it really caught fire.
Yeah, that's the big Fantasmic show where they have like the water projections and all that. And that's like the big part of it.
Yeah, it's a giant dragon, and I remember it was shooting fire, and then it caught fire.
Yeah, so it shows the tall prop dragon in Disneyland going up in flames Saturday during their nighttime water and fireworks show. Disneyland's fire-breathing animatronic dragon burst into flames during the popular Fantasmic show, as he mentioned. Fire department said that no injuries were reported following the blaze Saturday night at the Southern California theme park. Fire has always been a part of this presentation. They said the show was stopped, though, almost immediately. The dragon's head became engulfed in flames.
Man, once you could see it, that it's that fiberglass resin, black smoke. It's a very certain drippy kind of fire that happens. Like,
oh boy.
Oh yeah, you're like, ooh, this whole thing's gonna go. And somebody, and I don't know if it's part of the show or not, but if you look at the video, the water had been doing its thing. It looked to me like somebody took control of that and pointed it right at the dragon. Like at the very end of that clip, you can see the water heads go back towards the dragon. I was like, wow, did someone get that smart? It's hard to imagine that someone was that clever to go right after that and do it. But it looked like
Sure, you never know.
God damn, whatever that cost to burn that thing to the ground. Holy hell.
I'm Nycki Pace with the Johnny Dare Morning Show.